you basically have dozens of options of what you can do with that doubt. And you also don't have to always fall victim to doubt in the same old way every time. When you're having doubt now, you're no longer becoming the victim, you're not reactive, but you become the player. You become the player of your own world, the creator of your own world. Now, before I talk about how to get rid of doubts, we first need to understand how doubts are formed, because most of us probably don't really understand or take in account how doubts are actually forming in the first place. And because we don't really understand, we also fail to understand how to deal with it. Throughout our life, the majority of our life, we are accustomed to knowing that this is right, this is wrong, this is how it's supposed to work, this is how it's supposed to be. And the more experience that proves to us that that experience is meant for us or it's right for us, it also allows more opportunity for us to reconfirm what we think or believe is right. Most people don't really understand how to deal with their doubts, simply because they firstly aren't aware of how their doubts are actually formed, and also on top of that, there are no really explanation or like a guidebook on how to deal your doubts, your self-doubts. Firstly, I'm going to talk about how doubts are formed. Throughout the majority of our life, we're basically accustomed to knowing how a thing is supposed to work. Basically have our own judgment towards what is right and what is not right. And the more experiences that prove otherwise, meaning more experiences that prove a certain thing is right for you, a certain thing is not right for you, then that is going to be the evidence that shapes your reality. You basically collect all of those experiences that creates the current reality that you are dealing with right now. So ultimately, these accumulated form of beliefs, as what we call it, became our identity. For example, ever since you could remember from a young age, people tell you that you can't draw, and throughout kindergarten, elementary school, whenever there's a drawing project, you will start to think that your drawing is not as good as the others, that your drawing sucks. And on top of that, the mean kids reconfirm your belief even further by saying that your drawing sucks. Now, those are the accumulations of evidence that will shape the way you see reality, and basically the way that your reality will, those shaped your beliefs. Because from a young age, you believe that you couldn't really draw. You grew up not drawing simply because you thought that your drawing wasn't good enough. You grew up thinking that your drawing always sucks because that's what you're accustomed to ever since you can remember. Now, the role of self-doubt will come at play when you're in a situation where you have to challenge what you believe to be true. Again, going back to previous example, if you think that you suck at drawing and then all of a sudden your mom asks you to partake in the drawing competition, of course you're gonna have self-doubt. You're gonna have doubt of even filling in the application form. If on the other hand, you have confidence in drawing and then your mom asks you to join a drawing competition, you're gonna have way less doubt. It's basically not a question for you to sign into that application form unless you have other reasonable things for you to not partake in that competition. So again, if you challenge whatever you believe it to be true, then you will have self-doubt. But if you're doing the things that you think or that you believe is right for you or is who you are, then you're not gonna have as much self-doubt as if you were going on a different direction. Now, to take this even further, let's take the previous example again. Let's say that you're confident in drawing and you know for a fact that you're gonna join that competition, but let's say you haven't won first place before, or you rarely won first place. Now, the doubt is gonna come in a form of doubting that you can be in the first place, because again, there's not enough evidence yet in your life, not enough evidence accumulated that you have won first place, and that's why you have self-doubt, because you label yourself as someone who's not really the right person to get the first place, simply because you haven't seen the evidence enough in your life that you can achieve that. Now, do you see where I'm going right now? Doubt stems from the belief that you choose to be true or that you held so tightly, the labels you put onto yourself basically. But that also means that you can shift the way you see doubt, just like how you can shift your beliefs. Now again, beliefs are formed within you ever since you're born, ever since you experience this world right now. These beliefs ensures that you're functioning in an organized society. Because if, for example, you have the belief that you can fly with your body, that conflicts with other agreed upon beliefs. People don't really believe that, and trying to create that can cause major disruptions. So basically, the belief that you held is what makes up the entirety of your world. They are the powerful concrete on which all reality is built. Things don't just happen or work. They only happen or work because you agree, believe, or imagine they do. So naturally, one way of releasing your self-doubt is to change the belief that creates the doubt in the first place. Again, it's not your mistake that you have all these beliefs. We basically grew up with those beliefs instilled upon us. And although we can choose whether or not that belief belongs to us, most of us aren't even aware yet that the beliefs that we held right now are not even ours. We can control and choose which beliefs serves us right. So instead of thinking you're undeserving of winning the first place, or there's no chance that you can be good at drawing, you can try to challenge that belief. Because again, you actually have the power to choose whichever belief that you want to choose. You're saying the things that you're saying now, that you suck at drawing, you're not good at this, you cannot achieve this and that, simply because of the evidence that you yourself create in your reality. Now notice the word create, meaning that you can also create a scenario in which that alternate version of you exists, in which the alternate version of you who wins, who is confident, who is good at the thing can exist. Now this might seem simple, right? Just changing your belief and shifting your beliefs. But the problem here is there's no point in knowing about all of this if you still have self-doubt. The reason why you have doubt in the first place is because, again, it is hard for you to change your belief. Why? Because you're challenging years of accumulated beliefs that shape your identity and who you are. So this takes more than just simply knowing. It's not enough to just simply agree to the fact that, okay, I just need to shift my belief and I will get rid of self-doubt forever. That's not how it works, because for most of us who is aware, we've tried to do that, but clearly it doesn't work, right? We change a belief, and the next thing we know, there's another doubt that consumes our life. Another self-doubt spawned out of who knows where. So what if I tell you then that your doubt can be transferred? You don't necessarily need to totally get rid of it, but you can transfer it. Doubt in your abilities can be transferred to doubt in your inabilities. For example, if you have doubt that you can win, then transfer it to having doubt that you can lose. At this point, you basically think that there's no way that you're gonna lose. I doubt that I'm gonna lose. Now again, when people are confronted with vibrations that are too high for them, realities that seem so far away from what they can achieve, most people are gonna react to that with fear, resistance, and with doubt. So if you label your doubt as a new feeling, you transfer it into the unwanted reality, then it's safe to say that you're getting rid of this original self-doubt. You're just doubting for the positive sake of you getting closer to where you want to get, or you getting closer to who you want to be. For example, if you hate that you cannot swim, doubt that you cannot swim, and there's no way that you cannot swim. What happens if I cannot swim? Unlikely. That's the mindset that you want to have. Now the next way is kind of similar with the second way, but this time you want to reframe your doubt as a positive indicator. Instead of kind of like transferring it to another experience or another set of belief, you actually change it into a positive indicator that you're moving closer towards the higher version of yourself or towards a better reality. You're basically making your doubt as a signal that your life is going to get better after this. This is a sign that you're going into the right direction, especially if you're in this journey of creating your dream reality. So for example, if you doubt launching your business, then that's just the old version of you signaling that you're doing something wrong. Because basically, your old self believes that if you launch your business, your old self will basically die or disappear from this world. And ultimately, the old version of you doesn't want to let you go. It's why you're always experiencing the same reality. It's why up until now, you're still dealing with the same problem. It's simply because you fell on the old self trap. You kept listening to the old self, thinking that the old self was protecting you, when in reality, it's just not letting you go, not letting you become another better version of yourself. So when you're having doubt, you can think of it as like a signal that you're moving towards something that aligns with the higher version of yourself. It's a confirmation that you're on the right path. Otherwise, if you're still stuck in your current reality, then there's no reason for the old self to create doubt for you. Simply because there's no reason to doubt for. All the things that you believe to be true are basically true right now. It creates your current reality. So there's no means for the old self to be fighting. Now, as you can tell, probably up until now, there are actually quite a lot of options as to how you can perceive doubt, and also your feelings, your reality, your beliefs, identity, all of those. And that's because within this realm of reality creation, you're not confined to a certain method or a certain way of shifting. You can basically do whatever feels best, easiest, lightest, most aligned with you. If you think for a certain scenario it's easier for you to transfer your doubt, then go with that. There's no right or wrong. Again, as I've mentioned in this video, basically you have the option to choose which belief you want to help. So you also have the option to choose whatever way is easier for you to change doubt into something that can transform your life for the better. Now there's one final way I want to mention, again amongst other many different ways that you can choose to disperse the doubt. It is to just simply be in a state of silence. Now why is that? Many people will think that overthinking is the exact reason that you're having self-doubt, and you tend to overthink when you aren't doing the things that you want to do, meaning you're sitting in silence, right? Now what also happens is you're probably not sitting in silence and letting your feelings become neutral. Because when you have self-doubt, you tend to become reactive and you ended up choosing your old self rather than your high self. It's kind of like when you think, you're starting to overthink, you become reactive and you start to develop this self-doubt within you, the lack of confidence, low self-esteem, all of those, when in reality it's just not because you're aware of what is going on by sitting in complete silence, but you're again reactive to your emotions. So this is where silence is recommended. You want to neutralize your emotions and not become reactive. Instead, you retreat and you go deeper into the silence, allow yourself to take a step back and become the observer rather than being immersed in the negative energy, being immersed more and more in your head, causing you to have more and more self-doubt. Also, when you sit in silence, you can actually observe what thoughts and feelings that actually came to your mind without the additional resistance or invalidation. What is there? You don't necessarily block it, and again, if you block it, you overthink it, then you think, oh, I'm not supposed to have these feelings, I'm not supposed to have these beliefs, these things, causing you to again become an overthinker, right? So just allow things to flow as it is. What is there for a reason. Because when you resistance is also the energy that is keeping you stuck in the old cycle loop. When you resist, you're basically claiming that there's something wrong with you, and when you think there's something wrong with you, again, you become reactive, you act as if there's something wrong with you, when in reality, probably there's nothing wrong with you. So when you allow yourself to have judgment, become neutral in the stillness, your mind ultimately becomes clearer, and you're not confined within the old self and the old way of thinking. That way, solutions will emerge naturally. So starting from now, whenever you think that there's a problem within you that is causing you to overthink and label all of this misguided labels toward yourself, you can start using those problems as your benefit instead. Abuse them for your own goals, misuse them for the positive. Let the problem serve you instead. Now, how does this work? How do you actually turn a problem into something that can serve you? How can you use your problem for the good? What you probably fail to realize up until this point is problem itself creates the solution. The problem that you think you have is nothing more than resistance to a situation. Same as you having self-doubt. You're resisting to believe that something is not how it's supposed to be. As you can probably also tell, object, the situation, or whatever it is that you label as the problem is not a problem, but it's your way of looking at it that is the problem. So when you resist the situation, it becomes a problem and more problems will appear. When you label things as a problem, again, as I've mentioned before, if you think that there's something wrong with you, then it will just validate that reasoning, causing you to have more and more things that goes wrong within your life. Now, when you shift your perception towards problem and you accept the situation that you're in right now, the problem turns into solution and more solution will appear. The difference is just the viewpoint. Resistance binds you to the issue and lets it persist, but with acceptance, it releases you from the situation and that solution comes up. As long as you're resisting the problem, you're resisting the solution. As long as you resist the self-doubt, you're doubting yourself. You're doubting that you can change for the better. Now, accepting it doesn't mean that you agree with your self-doubt, you agree with your problems, you agree that something is wrong with you and you want to continue it. No, accepting it means that you stop giving it energy by fighting it. You basically stop feeding into its ego. You stop boosting its ego. You stop making it believe that it has a purpose to stay in your life. By accepting it, you befriend the enemy. You give up the limited world self-viewpoint and shift into the deeper kind of interest. As if the enemy, whether that be doubt, the problem that you think you have, were a messenger or something valuable. Again, as I've mentioned before, change it into a positive experience. Meaning, you can start thinking that doubt is actually serving you instead of being your enemy. If you pay a little attention more to your doubt, you can probably realize that it is actually a solution for something else. So I'm going to give you an example. If, for example, you have doubt launching the business, then you might think that, okay, then launching the business is what's causing me to have self-doubt. But with acceptance, it will actually show you that launching your business means that you have to prove to the world that you are worthy, proving to the world that you actually have a business that is worth more than you think. From this, then you realize that the issue here is not really about you launching the business, it's more about you feeling worthy. Worthiness is the solution you want. Worthiness is the reason why you have self-doubt, and you know all of this information from the doubt itself. Again, this proves that doubt isn't your enemy. If you actually sit with it, befriend it, and accept it, you slowly start to realize the real problem behind why you are feeling that doubt in the first place. So now that you know you're having a problem with your worthiness, you're not feeling worthy enough, then you just simply need to cultivate more conviction and change your identity to being someone who's worthy enough to create a business that the world will accept. Every problem, every doubt will serve you, otherwise you wouldn't be creating it. It's like you can feel as if life is actually trying to tell you something. And again, if you start accepting doubt, then you can consciously create the preferred you. The doubt will no longer become doubt, but the solution to what you have been wanting the whole time. It's basically a wake-up call to become the better version of yourself. It's that simple. Follow the wake-up call and the solution that was there all along. It will reveal itself to you. So, to summarize all of this, you basically have dozens of options of what you can do with that doubt. And you also don't have to always fall victim to doubt in the same old way every time. When you're having doubt now, you're no longer becoming the victim. You're not reactive. But you become the player. You become the player of your own world, the creator of your own world. So now, instead of saying that you need to get rid of self-doubt or that doubt is no longer serving you, you can view doubt as your friend, as a signal. It's not your enemy, it's the messenger. It's serving you. If you listen to it, you use it up, you will level up. Finally, do whatever feels best. easiest lighter aligned with you, if you want to change the belief that causes the doubt in the first place, if you want to transfer it to create something better for yourself, if you want to view it as a signal for the better, as a diagnosis for you to figure out what are the solutions to get to where you want to be, you have used your doubt to the best of your capabilities. Now, in this journey of shifting your beliefs to widen your horizon and change the way you see life, the path can be lonely, can be confusing, and harsh at the same time. So this is why I plan on creating a community for all of us like-minded people, young, ambitious, wants to become the best version of themselves. So if you're interested, you can join my email list in the description below. And when the timing is right, I am gonna launch this community. We can hype each other up, we can support each other, we can transform and grow in this journey together. Other than that, again, remember that you are the creator of your own life. You can create anything that you want in this life, and I'll see you in my next one.